Chapter 10, The Turning Point. The hum of uncertainty enveloped Lucas as the days crept by. With each passing hour, the hope that had once flickered brightly began to dim, overshadowed by the silence from the Central Institute. He found himself pacing the small confines of his foster home, the walls closing in with reminders of missed opportunities and unfulfilled dreams. Each attempt to reach out to the Institute had been met with automated responses, and the secretary's unyielding tones only served to heighten his frustration. "You're just one of many applicants, Mr. Lucas," echoed the voice of one of the secretaries in his mind, a refrain that played like an unwelcome tune. Lucas dropped onto the worn couch, feeling the weight of despair settle heavily on his chest. Across town, Thomas had settled into his new dorm, a sleek, state-of-the-art space equipped with all the amenities an athlete could wish for. Sunlight streamed through the large windows, illuminating the room where he spent most of his time training, studying, and thinking of Lucas. But despite the vibrant atmosphere of his new surroundings, anxiety gnawed at him. He had reached out to several teachers, eager to find out if they had any updates about Lucas, but each conversation left him with more questions than answers. "Come on, Lucas," he muttered to himself, pacing the floor of his dorm. "You're too talented to be left in the dark like this." He activated a holographic display, which flickered to life in midair, showing the latest news updates from the Central Institute. He scrolled through the glowing images, hoping to catch a glimpse of something, anything, that would ease his mind. But all he found were articles about other students who had been accepted. With a sigh, he dismissed the display, frustration bubbling beneath the surface. The unexpected call back at home, the afternoon sun dipped lower in the sky as Lucas sat alone in the living room, a sense of impending doom weighing heavily on him. Just as he reached for the holographic display to check for updates again, the device buzzed, startling him. He hesitated before swiping the interface, revealing an incoming call from an unknown number. Curiosity sparked as he answered, his heart racing. "Hello? Lucas? This is Proctor Amara from the Central Institute." The voice on the other end was crisp and professional, a stark contrast to the chaos swirling in Lucas's mind. "Proctor Amara," he echoed, a mix of relief and anxiety coursing through him. I apologize for the delay in communication. We needed to conduct an intense evaluation of your results from the last testing. Your performance was remarkable, to say the least," she continued, her tone steady yet encouraging. Lucas held his breath, every word feeling like a lifeline thrown into turbulent waters. "What do you mean? Did I pass?" "Yes, and then some. Your results are among the best we've seen in the last 50 years of college admissions," she replied, her voice betraying a hint of awe. A rush of disbelief flooded through him. "Are you serious?" "Absolutely," she affirmed, a smile evident in her voice. "In recognition of your extraordinary aptitude, the Council has approved your admission to a special program, fully funded. You'll receive all expenses paid for your entire tenure at the Institute." Joy surged through him, shattering the despair that had taken root in his heart. "I'm in?" he asked, unable to fully grasp the enormity of the news. "Yes, Lucas. You've earned it. This program will allow you to explore your academic knowledge further while participating in advanced studies. There's a lot of excitement about what you can bring to our community," Proctor Amara explained, her voice warm yet professional. "However, I must stress the importance of maintaining a strong pace to continue benefiting from this opportunity. There will be more details to discuss later." His heart soared at the thought of finally having a chance to prove himself, to make a mark in a world that felt so distant just moments before. Thank you so much. Please, hold your enthusiasm for the formal letter, which will be sent shortly, but do begin preparations for your arrival. Orientation begins in 2 weeks, she instructed, her voice carrying a note of finality. As Lucas ended the call, disbelief mingled with euphoria. The heavy weight of uncertainty had lifted, replaced by a shimmering sense of possibility. He jumped to his feet, overwhelmed with the need to share the news. A call to Thomas Lucas quickly dialed Thomas's number, his hands trembling with excitement. After a few rings, his friend answered, breathless. "Lucas? Is everything okay? I got in. I got accepted to the Central Institute." Lucas shouted, barely able to contain himself. "Are you serious?" Thomas's voice erupted with joy, echoing the excitement Lucas felt. That's amazing! I knew you could do it. What's next? I have to get ready for orientation in 2 weeks, Lucas replied, the reality beginning to sink in. I can't believe it. This is a real chance for me to explore everything I've dreamed about. I'm so proud of you, man, Thomas exclaimed. We need to celebrate. I'll bring over some of the best snacks from the dorm, and we can plan everything out. Sounds perfect. I can't wait to tell you all about it, Lucas said, feeling the warmth of their friendship wrap around him like a comforting blanket. As they chatted, Lucas felt a renewed sense of purpose. He was ready to face the challenges ahead, armed with the knowledge that he belonged to something greater than himself. Strangely, he also sensed that being around Thomas seemed to ease his control over his powers, a realization that lingered in the back of his mind. New horizons. The following days were filled with preparations and excitement. Lucas found himself diving into research about the Central Institute, eager to learn about the curriculum, professors, and fellow students. Each piece of information sparked his imagination, fueling his determination to excel. Meanwhile, Thomas settled into his new routine, balancing his training with studies, all the while remaining a steadfast supporter of Lucas. Their friendship became a beacon of hope, reminding them both that they were on this journey together. With the prospect of new beginnings just around the corner, Lucas felt a sense of empowerment rise within him. The world was vast and full of possibilities, and he was ready to embrace whatever came next. A fortuitous encounter. On the day of orientation, Lucas stood outside the gleaming Central Institute, his heart racing with anticipation. The campus buzzed with students, some familiar faces among them, while others were shrouded in the unknown. The vibrant energy made the air shimmer with potential. He scanned the crowd, searching for signs of his friend Thomas. Just as he turned toward the main building, he spotted a figure moving confidently through the throng of students. Mina, his breath caught in his throat. She looked radiant, a wave of nostalgia washing over him. Lucas had not expected to see her right away, and the realization sent his mind racing. Mina, already aware of the layout, seemed to glide effortlessly through the sea of new students. She turned suddenly, her gaze landing on him. Her eyes widened in shock, disbelief etching her features. "Lucas! Mina!" he exclaimed, grinning from ear to ear. "You're here? I had no idea." She rushed toward him, her expression a mix of surprise and excitement. "How did you get in?" Lucas could hardly contain his excitement as they walked side by side toward the attendance room. "I got a call from Proctor Amara just a few days ago. I can't believe it either." "This is incredible," she beamed, her joy infectious. "We'll be in classes together." As they approached the entrance of the attendance room, the reality of their new journey settled over them like a warm embrace. Lucas glanced at Mina, feeling the weight of what lay ahead, knowing it marked the beginning of a new chapter in their lives. The thrill of possibilities shimmered in the air, and yet he sensed the bittersweet nature of their paths intertwined. "Lucas," she said, her tone turning serious. "This is just the beginning, isn't it?" "Yeah," he replied, his heart racing at the thought. "But it's going to be a wild ride." As they stepped through the doorway, a feeling of uncertainty mingled with hope. It was the first of many goodbyes in this new life they would face together, the first of many challenges and triumphs, and the first step into a future that promised to be anything but ordinary.